be a tail slate.
John, if you look this way just a minute. Thank you. Appreciate it, Frank.
How you doing, man?
Okay, fine.
Let's see you.
1 second, Joan, please, dear.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
thank you
it.
so
for that.
much. All right, thank you.
You going to the show tonight? Good. I'll be looking for you out there.
Hi there, hon. How are you?
Here comes a fitting tribute to a great week of music. This next artist's name is a household word all over the world. He's a generous, brilliant man of music, incredibly generous to come here this evening and to be a part of this great week. Give a deafening, roaring welcome to Mr. Johnny Cash.
Now I taught the weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it tore me up every time I heard her drawl, southern drawl. Then I heard my dream went back downstream, cavorting in Davenport, and I followed you, big river, when you called. Then you took me to St. Louis, later on down the river. A freighter said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. I found a trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and went on down alone. Now won't you bat it down by Baton Rouge, River Queen, roll it on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, dump my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. Now I taught the weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. And I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet today. I smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. Then I lit my first and watched a small boy cussing at a can that he was kicking. Then I crossed the empty street and caught the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. and it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something about a Sunday that makes a man feel all alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying, oh, half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. And then I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs that they were singing, like bringing in the sheaves. And then I went on down the road, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyon like a disappearing dream of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying, half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. I've been writing songs as long as I can remember, I guess. Excuse me. And I remember sitting around the fire in that little house in the outskirts of a cotton patch, writing songs when I was a kid. But to bring it up to date, the last song I wrote was last month on a plane between Perth and Adelaide, Australia. But when I'm away from home traveling, my memories always take me back home, usually, even for the songs I write. This new song is called The Ballad of Barbara. In a southern town where I was born, that's where I got my education. I worked in the fields and I walked in the woods, and I wondered at creation. I recall the sun in a sky of blue and the smell of green things growing, and I lived every day, and I lived anyway the wind was blowing. Then I heard of a cultured city life, breathtaking lofty steeples, and the day I called myself a man, I left my land and my people, and I rambled north and I rambled east, and I tested and I tasted, and a girl or two took me round and round, and always left me wasted in a world that's all concrete and steel, with nothing green ever growing, where the buildings hide the rising sun and block the free wind blowing, where you sleep by day and you wake by night, to a world of drink and laughter. I met the girl that I knew would be the one that I was after, in a soft blue gown and a formal tux, beneath that lofty steeple. He said, do you, Barbara, take this man, and will you be one of his people? And she said, I do. And she said, I will. And the world looked mighty pretty, and we lived in a fancy downtown flat, 'cause she loved the noisy city. But the days grew cold beneath the yellow sky, and I longed for green things growing, and I talked of home and my people there. But she'd not agree to go in. Then her hazel eyes turned away from me with a look that wasn't pretty, and she turned into concrete and steel. And she said, I'll take the city. Now the cars go by on the interstate, and my back is on my shoulder, and I'm going home where I belong, much wiser now and older. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, didn't leave very much to my ma and me, except this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him, 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing my daddy ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke, and it got a lot of laughs from lots of folk. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Some gal would giggle and I'd turn red, and some guy'd laugh and I'd bust his head. I'll tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. But I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to hide my shame. But I made me a vow to the moon and stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars, kill that man and give me that awful name. Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on a street of mud, and there at a table dealing stud sat the dirty mangy dog and named me Sue. Now I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had. Knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, my name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. Then I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the walls and into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and blood and the beer. Well, I'll tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. Kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. I heard him laughing and I heard him cuss, and he reached for his gun, but I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I gave you that name and I said goodbye, and I knew you'd have to get tough or die. It's that name that helped to make you strong. He said, now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the woo. I ain't gonna say that in front of you. I'm gonna say it in front of you. You're too pretty. What could I do? Well, I got all choked up and I threw down my gun. I called him a paw and he called me a son. Come away with a different point of view. And I think about it now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a boy, well, I had a boy and I named him John Carter, and he's a jewel too. Boy, he's a good one. Yes, he is. Can I have a drink of water? Boy, hell ain't a half a mile down here. Woo! Hi, honey. How you doing? Another man done gone.
Another man done gone.
He's from the county farm.
He's from the county farm.
I remember when I was a little boy about your size, honey. But my daddy and I used to stand and watch the chain gangs coming in from working on the levee, building the levees to hold back the Mississippi along northeast Arkansas. Of course, the levee didn't hold back then. It didn't hold last week either. That's sad, too. But anyway, that's one of the first things I remember, was watching those convicts. And I wondered how they could come in singing after working 12 hours a day and sweating and the whippings they got and all that. Now I know that singing's the only thing that kept them going. Bring a drink of water, Leroy. Bring a drink of water, no. Well, if I could get to the Mercy Man, he'd give me some, I know. I got a gal in Vicksburg, Bertha is her name. I wish I was tied to Bertha instead of this ball and chain. I'm going to Memphis. Yeah. A dude took all my money, he wouldn't let me see the car. I owe the boss about 100 years for sleeping in his backyard. I'm going to Memphis. Yeah, I'm going to Memphis, Like a bitter weed, I'm a bad seed. But when that levee's through and I am too, let the honky-tonk roll on. Come on and I'll be gone. I'm going to Memphis. Well, I've never been to Chicago, but it must be a mighty fine place. I couldn't get past Tennessee, Mississippi all over my face. I'm going to Memphis, yeah, I'm going to Memphis, Like a bitter weed, I'm a bad seed. But when that levee's through and I am too, let the honky-tonk roll on. Come on and I'll be gone. I'm going to Memphis. Let me hear your guitar. Carl Perkins. Yes, sir. Larry Butler. Well, another boy is down, the shovel burned him out. Letting me stand on his body to see what the shouting's about. I'm going to Memphis, yeah, I'm going to Memphis, Like a bitter weed, I'm a bad seed. But when that levee's through and I am too, let the honky-tonk roll on. Come on and I'll be gone. I'm going to Memphis. That's right, Lord, I'm Memphis bound. Go and see that big-legged woman. Memphis, Tennessee. All aboard! All aboard! All right, we're gonna ride a few trains now. Hey porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to ring his bell and ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell? Hey porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to slow it down? Or better still, just stop the train, I want to look around. Guitar now. Hey porter, please open up the door. When I stop the train, I'm gonna get off first, 'cause I can't wait no more. Tell that engineer I said thanks a lot and I didn't mind the fare. Gonna set my feet on southern soil, breathe that southern air. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. If they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Well, they gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia. Said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, this is old 97. Put her in the Spencer on time. And then he turned around and said to his big crazy fireman, shovel on a little more water and coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, watch old 97 roll. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. Hey, look yonder coming down that railroad track. That's that Orange Blossom Special, bringing my baby back. Well, I'm going down to Florida and get a little bit of sand in my shoes. I may go to California and I get some sand in my shoes. Ride that orange blossom special and lose these New York blues. You see, I was hanging around the switchyard, minding my own business like I always do. When a man come up to me and he said, "What are you hanging around here for, boy?" And I said, "For whatever's going around." He said, "You're a smart aleck, ain't you?" And I said, "No, sir, I'm just a little bit hungry." And he said, "You acting like a smart aleck." And I said, "That's how I act when I get a little bit hungry." Then he hit me like I knew he would. I said, "Oh, I wish you wouldn't stand on my feet. When you hit me, it'll break my ankles when I fall." Then he hit me again. He said, "Boy, how you think you ever gonna get enough nourishment to get out of New York City?" And I said, "I don't care if I do. Hey, you talk about rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. Hey, you talk about rambling, she's the fastest train on the line. That's that orange blossom special, bringing down the seaboard line." Yes, ma'am. Larry Butler's his name. I've been singing this song for a long time for June Carter. Yes, ma'am. Come here, honey. We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Honey, I'm going to Jackson, look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your head. Go play your hand, you pickpocketing man, and make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go comb your hair.
Oh, honey, I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
See if I can.
Well, when I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson. You turn the loose of my coat. Honey, I'm going to Jackson. Why, that's all she wrote.
Well, they laughed at you in Jackson, and I'll be dancing on a pony cake. They'll lead you around town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson. You big talking man.
Oh, you big talking man.
I'll be waiting in Jackson behind the J-Pen.
Well, now we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking now, Jackson, ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, we're going to Jackson, ain't never coming back. Honey, we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. If I were a miller and a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your colored blouse and your soft shoes shining?
If you were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, and I miss my colored blouse on my soft shoes shining.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my onlyness, give me your tomorrow. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose and let it fall. Lay it soft against your skin, like the shadows on the wall.
Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm asking is your time.
Help me make it through the night. I don't care what's right or wrong, I don't try to understand, I don't care about tomorrow, 'cause tonight I need a friend.
Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight.
Ain't it sad to be alone? Help me make it through the night. Ain't it sad to be alone? Help me make it through the night. My role in Gospel Road is a narrator. I tell the story, sing a lot of the songs. There is a scene where just before his time has come, Jesus gathers around the table for one last supper with his 12 friends, and he tells them, one of you will betray me, and one of you will deny me. And they say, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I? Is it I? will one of us be ashamed to mention your sweet name? Lord, is it I? Is it I? And Jesus says, I can tell by your faces that you don't understand the awesome things you felt and seen at the touch of my hand. But someday you'll understand it when the Father means for you to. But for now, drink the cup and break the bread, and I'll eat my last supper here with you. Have a little bread, Simon. Pass the wine to James, my brother. Go ahead and eat, friends, and love one another. Have a good time, boys, 'cause tomorrow I must die. And I'm never more gonna eat with you again till we eat the marriage supper in the sky. Have a good time, children, though I'll not be long abiding. Better eat now, brothers, 'cause tomorrow you'll be hiding, fearing for your lives, fellas, 'cause you followed after me. But after tomorrow you're never gonna fear again. I'm gonna loose the chain and set the captives free. I can tell by your faces that you don't understand the awesome things you felt and seen at the touch of my hand. But someday you'll understand it when the Father means for you to. But for now, drink the cup and break the bread, and I'll eat my last supper here with you.
Johnny Cash, ladies and gentlemen. Johnny Cash. June Carter and the world #1, Johnny Cash. now, time for the undisputed king of country music, Johnny Cash. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much and good night.
Were you in the audience tonight? Yeah. Were you really? Bless your heart. Thanks for coming.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I really appreciate that. I'm honored that you have met.
You had my mother for the years when you were
Yes, I'm glad to see you backstage. Nice to see you.
We're getting in a little trouble outside, okay?
We on schedule motion?
Yeah, we're on schedule.
Daddy, hand me my black coat. It's right next to you.
We get a bartender out of this machine.
You gotta have the right change. I don't have a nickel. Anybody got 2 nickels for a dime?
No, man, I got quarters.
I give $100 for a nickel. There you go. No.
I'll find one.
That's gonna be all right, come on. You gotta cut outside.
How you doing?
Yeah.